have a confession. I don't have rideshare insurance. I think it's important to have rideshare insurance. We'll watch the video and then we'll jump into what the article actually says.
For Tabitha, Ventry started when she could not see around a van that was parked on the street.
And then I pulled up a little bit more, stopped, and that's when I was hit.
That collision caused $6,600 worth of damage. Now, Tabitha has car insurance, but when she tried to file a claim, she was denied. Why?
Because they said that I was ride sharing.
Yeah, Tabitha makes extra money driving for Uber. And at the time of the accident,
I was on the app, but I didn't have anybody in my car at the time.
Tabitha's insurance company told her that her policy does not cover her when she's driving for a rideshare company, and simply being logged into the app counts. Uber does provide insurance for their drivers, but they are also telling Tabitha that she is on her own.
To summarize so far, she was on the app. She's online. I guess she's waiting for a ride. She's not on the way to a passenger, and she gets into an accident, and Uber is saying that they will not cover her, and neither will her personal insurance, because she didn't have rideshare insurance and because she was on the app when it happened.
In a coverage gap between Uber and her personal policy, she decided it was time to call me.
And that's where that big gap arises a lot of times.
I asked Brent Thurman of Keystone Insurance to weigh in on Tabitha's case. He says that when it comes to driving for rideshare, insurance companies see it as 3 distinct periods. Period 1, where the driver has the app turned on but has not yet been assigned a passenger. Period 2, where the driver is on his or her way to pick up a passenger they've been assigned. And period 3, where the driver has the passenger in their car. Now, Uber does provide drivers with insurance for periods 2 and 3 with both comprehensive and collision coverage. But Tabitha was in period 1.
So that's really unfortunate. I don't know how Lyft approaches this. I want to, get in contact with their support and see how it is. But, 3 periods. The first period is your app is on, but you're not on the way to a passenger and there's no passenger in your car. The second period is your app is on. You have a ride that you're on the way to. You are covered for that for Uber. We need to figure out if Lyft covers that as well. And then period 3 is when the passenger is in your car. You're covered for that as well. So let's see what else they're saying in here in the article. So she got hit $6,600 in damage. And she's on the hook for all of that. That's not a small amount of money. It's a good chunk of change. So I do think Uber needs to be more forthcoming with this information. The fact that I just found out today in itself is a problem. So I assume that there are other drivers who are just like this, who are just now finding out. So she only has liability and that will not fix her car. Personal insurance policies by default are only going to want to cover personal use, which makes sense. They're going to default by excluding any business use at all. Thurman says when rideshare sharing first hit the scene, many insurance companies flat out refused coverage or it was significantly more expensive. So this is why I haven't even looked into it. I just assume my rate would be extremely high, but I think I might be wrong. I might be basing my assumption off of how things were when they first started, like years ago. Most drivers wanted to drive for Uber and Lyft had to get regular commercial policies like you would find with a taxi or limo type service. But 10, 15 years later, there are countless affordable options, he says. So I really do need to look into it. If your agent doesn't provide it, I would check around the market. I'm going to do that just for you guys. As for Ventry, we also reached out to Uber. They would not comment on her situation, referring us to her personal insurance company. And that puts me in a really bad spot. This is really unfortunate. We're going to use AI. This one is created by Google. And you can see down here, it says it may display inaccurate information. So if we think something's inaccurate, we'll double check. What is the deductible for Uber and Lyft drivers in case of accident? The deductible for Uber and Lyft drivers in case of an accident varies depending on the specific accident, the driver's coverage, and the state in which the accident occurs. However, in general, Uber and Lyft drivers are responsible for paying the deductible on their personal auto insurance policy before their ride-sharing company's insurance kicks in. That doesn't sound accurate. Let's just do a Google search. What is Uber's deductible for insurance? Okay. So this is coming straight from Uber's website. Insurance for rideshare drivers using Uber. Offline or the driver app is off. Your chosen personal insurance company and coverage applies. All right, so it's on the website. They're not forthcoming with this information. You have to go and search it out, which is, that's on us, but it's on the website. Available or waiting for a ride request. Uber maintains the following auto insurance on behalf in case of a covered accident. Third-party liability if your personal auto insurance doesn't apply. So, okay, the AI was right. They will go through your personal auto insurance first. $50,000 in bodily injury per person, $100,000 in bodily injury per accident, $25,000 in property damage per accident, and route to pick up riders and during trips. Uber maintains the following auto insurance on behalf in case of a covered accident: $1 million third-party liability. That's great. So that means the passenger won't sue you, and if they do sue you, they can only get up to $1 million. Uninsured, underinsured motorist bodily injury or first-party injury insurance. Contingent, comprehensive, and collision. Insurance for delivery people. Oh, so delivery is different. Offline is the same rules. This looks like the same amount. And route to pick up deliveries, excluding accidents occurring in New York State. This is interesting. These personal auto insurance carriers offer additional rideshare delivery coverage options in your state. Okay, so here's a couple. I have Progressive, so I'm gonna call all of these and like see which one is the best one, and I'll list that out in a video. We have Allstate, extends your personal auto insurance into the time you're online with Uber waiting for a trip, matches your deductible while you're online with Uber if you're purchase comprehensive collision protection for damages to your car, includes roadside assistance. Okay, so I mean, just based off of words, Allstate has more words, so it's probably better. This is what I have. They're pretty much the same. So I'll have to do a deeper dive. This is pretty cool. If steps for if you're ever in a crash, check that you, the rider, and the other parties are safe. Step 2, call 911 if necessary. Always call 911 unless you're at fault. But having a police report is pretty important for determining who is and isn't at fault. Step 3, contact support. And I would always call if there's a passenger in your car, period. Because they may lie. Don't think of passengers as your friends. A lot of people will make that mistake. Contact support in the app by going to help and then trip issue adjustments. And I was in an accident. You can also submit a crash report here. I probably wouldn't do this unless there's someone in my car or it happened while I was in the app. If I'm off the app and this happens, I'm not gonna like risk my account by telling them. What is Lyft's deductible for rideshare drivers? If a driver obtains comprehensive and collision coverage on their personal auto policy, Lyft then maintains contingent, comprehensive, and collision coverage up to the actual cash value of the car, $2,500 deductible. So it seems to be the exact same as Uber. I assume they're probably insured by the same company. Our third-party auto liability insurance is designed to act as a primary coverage from the time you accept a ride request until the time the ride has ended. So just like Uber, there is at least 1 million coverage per accident. Note, if you already carry commercial insurance or personal coverage providing specific coverage or for ride sharing, Lyft's policy will be excess to your insurance coverage. So that's kind of cool. But you still might be required to hit 2 different deductibles. But that's still good. So I guess it's called contingent collision. As long as you have attained collision coverage on your personal automobile, the contingent so you have to have insurance, period. Lyft will only insure you if you had personal insurance. So you can't just like pick a passenger up, not have any insurance, get an accident, and think Lyft's gonna help you out. You'll be in an even worse position. So make sure you always have insurance at minimum. Even if it's not rideshare insurance, you need to have insurance. I mean, it's like illegal for you not to have insurance. Okay, so I'll do a deeper dive into this. I'll probably make a dedicated video where, you know, I'm just calling all these different places, getting the best prices, seeing what they offer, and maybe I'll try to go into the community, seeing what their experiences were, try to get some interviews. We'll see.